Didn't cut me off. Make out like it never happened. And then, this is terrible lyrics.
You never knew it?
No, I never knew the words.
Good afternoon, Alex. How are you today?
This isn't actually the lyrics. There's more to this. This is missing pieces.
Huh.
Isn't it?
No.
I swear.
Do you need me to sing it? But you didn't have to cut me off. Make it like it never happened and that we were nothing. And now I don't even need your love. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Each one of those lines is a line in the song.
Gotcha. So
Good afternoon. Look, I finally fixed my hair. Tropical storm has the mood all doom and gloom. Oh no!
Oh no.
Are you all right? Are you prepared for if you lose power? That is a very scary thought.
Yes, but definitely that song. That definitely would fit with that. That would have been a great remix. Didn't have to cut me out.
How are you doing besides that? You said doing good. That's good to hear. Good and prepared. Oh, it's raining nonstop. They keep on telling us we're gonna get thunderstorms and then we don't. And now we have a record heat wave coming this week, unfortunately, starting I think Thursday it's supposed to hit us.
Ugh. I'm sorry.
It's usually cold up here.
Apparently we sent our rain your way.
Yeah. And that's just a scary thing. Like, we get hurricanes sometimes, but I don't think we deal with like flooding on that scale ever.
We don't even get hurricanes really. Up in the Northeast where we are, we get the remnants of the hurricanes that have already torn up everything else. Even though we get like, I don't know what that would be in kilometers. With 40-mile-per-hour winds, it's pretty rough. It started off as 60 in the southern U.S.
Yeah. That's true. We get baby hurricanes up here in comparison.
Yeah, we're over here like, oh my god, it's horrible. But it's like nothing. We're not losing our house.
Well, we do get the ice storms, though.
Oh, yeah. Winter, on the other hand.
I hope everybody has had a wonderful night and is staying safe. We actually have a friend, too, who just had to deal with the flooding in Kentucky, and thankfully she's all right. But there were lives lost in Kentucky in the flooding, and so our thoughts and prayers are definitely with everyone there, and with you and your friends and family, Alex, as well.
Please be safe.
Fortunately, where I live, it's pretty high up, okay, but I say, yeah, turn off the street, it's like knee-deep floods. Oh my gosh! Holy moly, yeah, please be careful, stay safe. We're definitely thinking of you. Shoot us a tweet. Oh, I just like shoved the whole computer. Shoot us a tweet or something like that so we know that you're all right between tonight and tomorrow when you sign off. So today it's just Sir William and I. I know you've all seen my face every single day this week, and Sir William was with us yesterday. Today we are going to build another character, and as a quick recap, we have Opal Earembrace, our half-elf cleric. We have Quinny Thistleblossom. Let's get down to her picture.
Turn the music down slightly.
Okay.
That's a little better, yeah.
Quinny Thistleblossom is our halfling rogue. Gumdrop, also her real name being Aluiana Gratina Quickcheek Thunderwaddle, is our gnome warlock.
Oh my god.
Gotta have lots of names if you're a gnome, and I love this picture.
I want to hear that voice. That's what I want to hear.
It's gotta be Christy.
I can't do it in a female gnome voice, but I could just picture like what was his name? Used to be a dwarf actor, and he just had that amazing voice, and he would say that so great. That's all I can picture.
So there's Gumdrop, and then yesterday we created Draven Icewind, our pirate dragonborn barbarian. that was a lot of fun to come up with as well. We have been having a blast creating these characters with you, going over some of the basics of your abilities that you get depending on your race or your class. It's been amazing to hear about your favorite Dungeons and Dragons moments or experiences that you've had, or now things you are going to try because you've heard about it. So we are always excited for that. So what are we gonna make today? We haven't made a dwarf still. We have not made an elf. We haven't made a tiefling. I'm on this sheet. Just remember you can do exclamation mark blank or exclamation mark sheet if you want to get a copy of this character sheet that we use, which is connected to the Avray bot, but you can also use it to just print out for yourself or use it online. Another martial character. Well, we could. We do have a good mix at this point, so we could do spellcaster or martial, whatever we're feeling.
We could even go one of the ones that's in between. You could go paladin, cleric. Do you already made a cleric?
Yeah, we already have a cleric, but okay. Paladin,
Ranger,
Druid. And Rangers don't start off with spells though, so that would be a strictly martial as a first level character.
Something else to keep in mind when it comes to fighters is you can be whatever you want when it comes to be a fighter. You don't have to be like, I have a sword, I'm gonna hit you. You could also be like sword and shield. You could have a bow. You can be the archer. You could be that scout. The difference between a fighter, archer, and a ranger, rangers have the healing properties, they also have the spells later on. And it doesn't even seem like a spell, it honestly should be a skill, to be honest with you, but it has spell properties, such as this one spell, I can't remember what it's called right now, it's like thorn arrows, or something like that, rain of thorns, something like this. And
I think it's hail of thorns or something, yeah.
Something like that. You release an arrow, and as it's going through the air, the spell erupts and creates all these thorn-like arrows that just like land with it, and just wherever it hits, it ends up entangling them in thorns as well. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But that's a ranger.
We could make a monk. That would be very martial.
That would be.
And then thinking of the classes we haven't made yet would be, well, we could even start from the top. So you start with barbarian, we have one of those. A bard, we have not made a bard. Cleric, we have. Druid, we have not made a druid. Fighter.
We could make a half-orc bard that's really bad at it.
Oh god, you know what I was thinking though? Would be a half-orc druid. Wouldn't that be cool? Like a shaman?
That sounds like another thing that a half-orc could be really bad at.
Why?
Well, no, you're right. Like a shaman?
Like connected to nature?
Wow. That could get nasty.
Fighter, G. There's no class for G. H, I, J, K. And monk.
Monk, yeah. I think...
Paladin.
I think we should do a tiefling.
Rogue, ranger. Sorcerer, warlock, wizard. I think that's all the classes, right?
Yeah.
I met this one guy that was making a wizard, but it was an old guy with like early signs of dementia. And then I thought, what if it was a human sorcerer with dementia? That's like how they struggle with the wild magic surge. Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. That's a great way to put that into your story.
Gonna be casting a spell all of a sudden.
How did that go again?
What was I doing?
Sparks! That's so cute. Tiefling might be fun. Let's see,
Tiefling. Bum-ba-da-bum.
To be greeted with stares and whispers, to suffer violence and insult on the street, to see mistrust and fear in every eye, this is the lot of the tiefling. And to twist the knife, tieflings know that this is because a pact struck generations ago infused the essence of Asmodeus, overlord of the 9 hells, and many of the other powerful devils serving under him, into their bloodline. Their appearance and their nature are not their fault, but the result of an ancient sin, for which they and their children and their children's children will always be held accountable. So that's a tiefling. Ooh, tiefling bard.
I think a tiefling bard would be great.
That would be a great idea.
Yep.
Let's do it.
They have the bonus to charisma.
Yep. Tieflings mature at the same rate as human, but live a few years longer. So humans usually live to be between 80 and 100, I think. Like 100 is super old for a human. Same size and build as humans. You are medium, 30 feet walking speed. We have dark vision. Thanks to our infernal heritage, we have superior dark vision, or superior vision in dark and dim conditions. Oh, okay, so there's superior dark vision, and then there is dark vision that has superior qualities, because superior dark vision doubles your range of your dark vision, whereas this is, you can see in dim light as within 60 feet as if it were bright light, and darkness as if it were dim light. So that's like actually making it look like bright as day in a dimly lit cave, but not for any longer distance than some of the other races. Hellish resistance. We have resistance to fire damage. And you can speak, read, and write common and infernal thanks to your bloodline. Alright, so, there's different bloodlines.
Yes.
Bloodline of Asmodeus. The tieflings connected to Nessus command the power of fire and darkness, guided by a keener than normal intellect, as befits those linked to Asmodeus himself. So that's Infernal Legacy. You know the Thaumaturgy cantrip. That's kind of excellent. And at 3rd level, you can cast Hellish Rebuke. And 5th level, Darkness. Ooh, that's pretty cool as a standard tiefling.
Just because you're a tiefling, never mind what you can do otherwise.
Yep. Oh, and actually, Bloodline of Balzabul, you have the same thing, except it becomes Ray of Sickness and Crown of Madness. Bloodline of Dissipator. Legacy of Dis, you still get Thaumaturgy, then you get Disguise Self and Detect Thoughts. That might be good as a bard.
You also get different ability score increases.
That one was the first one that changed. Yeah, this one would give us Dexterity, which might be a good one. Bloodline of Fierna. Wisdom, you get Friends cantrip. And at 3rd level you get Charm Person, and at 5th you get Suggestion, so that would be a good bard one. She's a Master Manipulator. Bloodline of Glacia. It's a criminal mastermind. You get Minor Illusion, Disguise Self, and Invisibility. That's another one that a bard might use for sure. Levistus, you get Ray of Frost as your cantrip instead of... oh no, this is where they have started changing. And you get Constitution, you get Ray of Frost as your cantrip. Armor of Agathis spell. We had that on our Cleric, I think. And Darkness spell. That's not bad.
Mammon.
Mammon is the great miser. He loves coins above all else. That could be a bard if we like money. You get the Mage Hand cantrip, which is very cool to have as a cantrip. And you can... Tensor's Floating Disc holds your stuff. And Arcane Lock. So that's kind of cool.
It's like a floating disc you can put stuff on?
Yeah, it's
like a little floating table?
Yes. Bloodline of Mephistopheles. In the frozen realm of Cania, Mephistopheles offers arcane power to those who entreat with him. You get Mage Hand, Burning Hands, and Flame Blade. Bloodline of Zariel. Tieflings with this are stronger than the typical tiefling and receive magical abilities that aid them in battle. You get Thaumaturgy, Searing Smite, and Branding Smite. Ooh. Here's some more variants.
Oh my goodness.
The Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide. Appearance... Oh. Wait. Some have traits different... Okay, yeah, your tiefling might not look like all other tieflings. Feral. I don't know what this one is then. Okay, so...
That's if you're gonna... if you don't like those, you can actually branch away from it and make your own almost, like...
Okay, so what do we think? What was this? Beelzebub excels at corrupting those whose minor sins can be transformed into acts of damnation.
I think Fierna would be a good one. What else do we have down below? Was there one for charisma or no?
Hold on, this is the place where... Ooh, secrets are... uncovered and shared with the highest bidder.
Dexterity, Constitution.
Well, don't be looking at the scores. Look at what they are and who our character is. Don't teach people to metagame.
Well, we don't know what our character is yet.
That's what I'm saying, though. If we're a bard and we are looking at our question of our bloodline, like, how could that have led us to becoming a bard? As far as, like, what is this? Offering bargains to those who escape who face an inescapable doom. This one's the loving coins. This one just offers power.
To be honest with you, you could do the bloodline of Zerael and do the strength one, and then be the derivative of the bard and be the gladiator.
Oh yeah, like the physical one.
Yeah, be in the arena.
The arena, or even that mercenary group that we keep on, that has a thread through our characters that we've created thus far.
Yep. You could do that.
So, bloodline of Zerael. Tieflings with a blood tie to Zerael are stronger than the typical tiefling and receive magical abilities to aid them in battle. You get an extra strength bonus. You get thaumaturgy cantrip. You'll eventually get searing smite and branding smite.
It's pretty cool. What was the Constitution one? Constitution, there it is. Ray of Frost, Armor of Faith, and Darkness. Frozen Stygia is ruled by Levistus, an archdevil known for offering bargains to those who face an inescapable doom. That could be interesting. That could be an interesting twist of the story. Why would it be up there?
Well, no, this is just their bloodline.
Yeah.
So just sort of like the theme of their behavior or like the nature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, why would it... Well, yeah. Still, even like family-wise, maybe their family was...
Yeah, it's again like a patron almost. Or you think about how the patron... It's similar to how the patron relates to the warlock. Except the warlock, that's more of a direct link of their choices led them to this or something, whereas like a tiefling, it's going to be like, well, you know, their being is sort of associated with this concept, and so they sort of naturally found themselves falling into being a bard.
That bloodline of Levistus makes me think of Nightcrawler from X-Men. Just having like some of those capabilities and such, and not necessarily that you're overly bad, but just your heritage and your people have always been having to keep to the darkness.
Yeah. And the armor with the bard is a little bit more like they've got the cantrip to get people away.
The illusion. That next one up.
Yeah, Glazia, Hell's criminal mastermind. I mean, easily this tiefling could also be a criminal, because tieflings kind of tended to fall into that.
That's classic bard. Minor illusions and disguised self, that works perfectly for performing, and then invisibility to just disappear.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We could do Bloodline of Glazia. That's found in the book Mordenkainen's Tomb of Foes. So, if we are... Oh, is a college a first level thing?
Player's Handbook. Actually, we're trying to do this basic. We should see what's actually in the book.
Yep. Bard.
But we want tieflings.
There's only one in the book.
There's only one? What is it?
That first one, Asmodeus or whatever.
Which does what?
Charisma and intelligence. And you get thaumaturgy, rebuke, hellish rebuke, and darkness.
So what is the tiefling connected to Nessus command? The power of fire, darkness, guided by Keener. The normal intellect as benefits those linked to Asmodeus themselves. Thaumaturgy, darkness, hellish rebuke. So that's just basic
Yep.
all the way around.
Yep. That's the classic tiefling backstory.
Technically,
Bloodline.
if we're going as basic as possible, we should try to keep it to that.
Yeah, but we've been using this website, and that's a standard D&D book. Okay, well, what do viewers, we can go with the standard Tiefling, Bloodline of Asmodeus, or we could kind of run with this Bloodline of Glacia, and sort of run with this is going to be a bard criminal, so maybe they know Quinny.
Quinny! Quinny.
Now, bard...
Start a third level,
You
yes.
don't, we won't even need to worry about choosing a bard at college. So we're just going to get spellcasting, bardic inspiration, not even jack of all trades yet.
Yep. First level is just spellcasting and bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Whether scholar, skald, or scoundrel, a bard weaves magic through words and music to inspire allies, demoralize foes, manipulate minds, create illusion, and even heal wounds. The bard is a master of song, speech, and the magic they contain. You need charisma. Yeah, a charlatan bard. Ooh, is a charlatan? Yeah, so they're like a performer.
Can be. There's also entertainer.
Yeah, let's see the backgrounds.
Backgrounds.
Let's see charlatan.
Charlatan
Right there.
is right here.
Go ahead.
Alright. You want me to read that?
It should say the same thing, right? No? You should. Yeah, it should say the same thing.
That one does. The other one doesn't, though. The bard doesn't.
It doesn't include everything, it just includes one paragraph.
I'll just read that one. You have always had a way with people. You know what makes them tick. You can tease out their heart's desires after a few minutes of conversation. And with a few leading questions, you can read them like they were children's books. It's a useful talent, and one that you're perfectly willing to use to your advantage. You know what people want, and you deliver. Or rather, you promise to deliver. Common sense should steer people away from things that sound too good to be true. But common sense seems to be in short supply when you're around. The bottle of pink-colored liquid will surely cure that unseemly rash. This ointment, nothing more than a bit of fat, with a sprinkle of silver dust, can restore youth and vigor. And there's a bridge in the city that just happens to be for sale. These marvels sound implausible, but you make them sound like the real deal.
Yeah, so that's a schemer. That's a good one. That could definitely be this person. I could already see that fitting.
Absolutely.
Excuse me while I put my hair up.
The entertainer is thriving in an audience. So it's more charlatan versus entertainer. Entertainer is a little bit more realistic.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. It can definitely be pulling the wool over people's eyes, but not as much as the charlatan. The charlatan, that is actually their end game.
Yeah. It's the long con or whatever. So, let's see. The feature you get with charlatan is the false identity. I think that's an awesome one because then we could say this bard is friends with Quinny, but maybe has a false identity as a member of the Order of the Burning Dawn or the City Watch or something else connected to the city of Waterdeep or somebody at the library in Waterdeep.
I think it's a great idea. Let's go with charlatan.
That was a quick choose this time. Thank you everyone for your help. So we're going to be Bard 1. We're going to be a Tiefling. We have 100 experience because we're level 1. Background of Charlatan.
What does it say if you have 0 experience?
Apparently also level 1.
I say.
I've been putting 100 on each of them.
Okay.
Bard! Hello, Jeff. How are you? We are creating a Tiefling Bard who is a charlatan, and they're going to be friends with Quinny because this person's going to be a schemer, bait and switch, a snake oil salesman, as they say. Alright, so, we got to roll up some scores. Let's do it. It's time.
Yes. It's time. Bard!
I kind of want to see this bard not take things too seriously. Yeah, like totally go with the flow. Always able to...
An actual tone deaf. Oh my god.
Oh, we got one twice. Reroll that one again. Give us a 6. Ah, it's a 2. All right, so that's going to be a 9. Off to a strong start, folks. Roll.
What's a tiefling? A tiefling...
Pull it up. Look.
Yeah, actually that's
They're
weird.
demons.
Kind of. They don't always have red skin. I did discover that.
They
but-
do have horns. If you've seen the YouTube group One for All, with the group of folks who always do like silly D&D antics.
Can you bring up a picture of them? I really don't like the books.
Okay.
version. This thing looks like something from Star Wars.
The girl that casts fireball all the time, she's a tiefling. Look, we just got a 14. That's better. Hold on.
Yeah, we'll definitely bring up a better picture of a tiefling.
But yeah, you can talk about them.
But they so it's almost the same along the same lines as having a patron. Their ancestors had made a pact with a demon or something of sorts to save them from something, or they were in some kind of situation that they needed to, and now they look like this. That one right above that.
This?
No, that's the skin-colored one. That's not bad. Because they don't always have red skin. They can. But they can also have a regular flesh tone. They have multicolored eyes. They can have all kinds of different things.
Yeah, I don't remember tieflings until... Were they in 3.5 even?
No.
Yeah, they weren't in the
they were
standard race
there.
until 5th, I think.
You could be a tiefling, but it was not a common one. It was something that... it was in some of the further books. I actually want to say, even though we don't talk about 4th, I think they were introduced as a common race in 4th edition. We don't talk about 4th.
We don't talk about 4th edition.
No 4th edition.
Yeah, but these are all pictures of tieflings. I mean, basically they usually have horns, and their bloodline is sort of like dragonborns have draconic bloodline. Tieflings have an infernal bloodline. And we're actually looking at going with the bloodline of Glacia, which is Hell's criminal mastermind, and she grants her tieflings magic that is useful for committing heists. So...
The reason we don't talk about 4th is they had taken Dungeons and Dragons, which was already, it wasn't extremely heavy on rules, but it was pretty heavy. It was enough that it was still enjoyable. And they took it and they added more. And they made it so that you almost couldn't move with how many rules there were on a regular basis, just all these things going and so forth. It was bad enough to the point where, what was it?
Between 3.5 and 4th is where Pathfinder split out.
Well, it's because of 4th.
Because of 4th. But it also wasn't just rule. It was more so that they took a lot of the freedoms and you had to choose your path at the very beginning. Your background was like part of who your character was permanently. Like you had to choose a background almost like a class. And it was like heavily miniature based. And for folks who did more theater of the mind, like 4th edition was almost exclusively miniature based. You needed a game board. And so it's just it was a huge flop, first of all. There are people who have no problem with 4th edition, but it was like a catastrophic flop for Dungeons and Dragons in general. And that is why Pathfinder was created, because it's like 3.5.5 is what they say. So
yeah, I could definitely see that. Hellboy would definitely be a tiefling for sure. I would say, what would Hellboy be for a class?
I don't know the movies, but maybe a barbarian. He seems like a barbarian.
He does a lot of punching, but otherwise his weapon is a gun. So maybe
Ranger or a fighter, like with the archery.
Maybe, yeah. I'd say like a ranged fighter for sure. But yes, I had actually purchased 4th without knowing what it was, and I was very sad by it.
Did I get those in there? 14, 9, yeah, I'm working on it. Keep going, or you can keep talking.
Okay. What do we have left?
I've only done the 2 scores so far.
Okay. Oh boy.
All right.
Ah, much better.
15. Look at that.
15. But, no, tieflings are really neat. In fact, I'm actually kind of excited. I don't know if you've seen the trailer for the Dungeons and Dragons movie that's got to be coming out, but they're actually going to have a tiefling in it.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty excited about this. But another thing about them, they tend to be... people don't trust them. People don't trust them at all. They look like a demon. And they tend to be portrayed as such in people's minds, so a lot of people, they just don't want anything to do with them. They see them and they're just like, nah, I'm all set. That's another reason why they're actually so charismatic, just because their presence, whenever they walk into an area, either good or bad, it always has a strong presence.
Reaction, yeah. You have a good point there, Jeff.
People were irritated enough at second when Thaco became a thing. Thaco!
And that's the thing where 3rd edition was sort of the answer to the major problems with 2nd, 3rd, and then there were enough little changes for 3.5 to need to be its own thing, sort of. But I believe that 5th edition is what I call pleasantly nerfed. There's still the random element, there's still the dice element, there's still the math element, but it is a lot more simple to know the formulas. It's easy to figure out the numbers or the math that you need to be doing, and they bring the role play in and the background and the storytelling in a way that is not only you're not only telling a story, but it is beneficial to your character in the long run. You're getting items from your background. You're getting skill proficiencies from your background. You're coming up with why this is who your character is.
They did away with the negatives.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big thing for me. In 3rd edition and 3.5 and so forth, there was always, like the dwarf. I've always played a dwarf. Dwarf was always my thing. And you had a bonus to your constitution, but you had a negative on your charisma every time.
Mm-hmm.
And it would just take away from your score. When 5th edition came out, they did away with the negatives completely. In fact, it used to be a problem to be a human, but they've actually made it now so that being a human is really not a bad thing. You actually get a +1 to everything.
Yeah.
Or you can do away with that and you can choose a +2 to something of your choice, which is kind of neat. Christy and I were talking about when she was talking... I was talking about her AC. She wanted it to be high. I was super confused.
So the joke there is Thaco, which is from Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, or 2nd edition, is 2-hit armor class 0. That was how it used to work. You had to roll this certain number to hit someone with an armor class 0, and you were trying to get your armor class down as low as possible. But now... everything is based off of that D20 roll with your bonuses and your modifiers, and so if my armor class is 14, then someone trying to hit me needs to roll a D20, and with all of their modifiers needs to get a 14 or better to hit me. So yes, it is no longer a 2-hit armor class 0. Sounds like we got some sort of a delivery. So these are our scores that we landed with. Actually really good for this fact that we got 2 negatives. So we have 2 9s, 2 14s, and 2 15s. That is excellent. Our dump stats are going to be real dump stats, but everything else is a huge bonus, so that is going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to get a charisma bonus and intelligence bonus. I can't remember which one we chose. Dexterity bonus. I think it's only going to automatically, though, give us intelligence. So we're going to have to kind of cheat that a little bit. Yeah, dexterity. What we'll do is, because we know it's going to give us the intelligence bonus, we'll subtract 1 before we put it in. And then we will manually add in that dexterity bonus here. So we know we want a high number in our charisma, so I'm assuming a 15. And probably as a bard, I don't know, intelligence, wisdom, maybe dexterity, since we're a thief and we need to run away a lot. So maybe the other 15 here, and that's gonna get a +1. So we go like this, we put a number 1 here, and it automatically adds that 1 for us. What was it? Of what? Oh. Awesome. So these are our scores.
Okay. Right there. Okay. So our bard.
Yep, I took a 15 in the charisma and the dexterity because I figured since we're a criminal, we want to get away from things.
Yeah.
I had to manually add our dexterity bonus, and we'll have to manually take off 1 for our intelligence because it's going to try to add the standard one for tieflings.
What does our bard do as far as fighting? Obviously trying to get out of it. But do they use daggers? Do they use long range?
Well, we're going to get to choose to start with a rapier, a longsword, or any simple weapon, a diplomat's pack or an entertainer's pack, a lute or any other musical instrument, leather armor, and a dagger. And our background is going to give us a set of fine clothes, a disguise kit, tools of the con of your choice, and a pouch with 15 gold.
I'm picturing...
Here's a con list.
I cheat at games of chance. I shave coins or forge documents. I insinuate myself into people's lives to prey on their weakness and secure their fortunes. I put on new identities like clothes. I run sleight of hand cons on street corners. I convince people that worthless junk is worth their hard-earned money.
Could be a traveling salesman.
Yeah. Now, as far as this goes, it's sounding to me like this bard does not fight very often. So, I mean, I don't know if a rapier would fit. Maybe a dagger? I'm just trying to think. There's obviously going to be times that they have to protect themselves. So what are they going to use?
Well, I mean, most bards have vicious mockery, too. So they're going to do things like that.
Does he talk his way out of everything? So just have like a dagger on hand?
You start with a dagger anyway.
Or any simple weapon. That could be...
No, right here.
Oh, and a dagger. A second dagger? Or a rapier? A longsword doesn't fit, if you ask me.
But we haven't even decided that. You just were like, it sounds like they don't fight.
Sorry.
Like, what makes it sound like they don't fight?
I have an image in my mind.
4 is pretty good. I like the idea of a catch me if you can kind of tiefling. Ooh. What's that one? Oh yeah, I put on new identities like clothes. Where? Well, I mean, simple weapons. That's what I was looking up.
Yes.
And, it doesn't have to be for fighting. It can be for what do they do when they have to protect themselves. So you got spear, sickle, quarterstaff, mace, light hammer, javelin, hand axe, great club, dagger, club, crossbow, dart, short bow, or sling.
I mean, a light crossbow I think would be a good idea.
Yeah. Or I was thinking, if you want to think about ahead of time, if you're going to play the characters together, if this person already uses a sling, one of our characters creates sling bullets that they could be shared. It's magical ammo. I think I did that one with Kaylee, didn't I? I think it's Gumdrop. Yeah, magic stone. Oh. It's you touch 1 to 3 pebbles and imbue them with magic. You or someone else can make a ranged spell attack with one of the pebbles by throwing it or hurling it with a sling. If thrown, it has a range of 60 feet. If someone else attacks with the pebble, that attacker adds your spellcasting ability modifier, not theirs, to the attack roll. And they get 1d6 instead of 1d4. Just a thought.
Yeah. It's also kind of metagaming, though. So, I would recommend something long range.
Oh yeah, although I could see tieflings having a hard time blending in with new identities, especially if they don't have flesh-colored skin.
Yeah.
I think they can cast Disguise Self. They can't yet, because that's going to be a level... Third level. They'll get you at 3rd level, Bo.
Yeah.
But they do have a Disguise kit, which you can... It is assumed, like, you could paint your face if you needed to, and things like that.
I have seen it portrayed in every time when a tiefling goes into town, either through words or via imagery, videos, things like this, that a tiefling will have the hood on and just be going through like that.
Oh, yeah.
And just kind of peeking out from underneath their hood. And that's how they kind of stay, inconspicuous.
You don't see me.
You don't see me. Goodbye.
But also, he could use, or he or she could use their, like, they could play it to, like Alex was talking about, like a Catch Me If You Can. So they could play it because they are charismatic, and they could play it as they're desirable, they want to catch attention, but if anyone starts looking a little closer, that's when they're disappearing. So like they don't mind sticking out. They can have different identities, but still as a tiefling or whatever. But definitely that, like, then they're gone. Like if anyone starts starting to investigate what they're up to.
Always trying to save their skin.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I think a long range would be excellent. Because it's just one of those things, I'm not interested in getting up close and personal.
Yeah. Then the invisibility, they can start getting more and more dangerous cons and trying to sneak out of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this person is definitely seeming more support anyway than offense. Which, I mean, bards usually are more support than offense. And when you start looking at, they won't... What's up?
It was a sunny day, don't mind me.
Especially once you get into your bardic college, where you look at, there's the College of Whispers, the College of Valor, the College of Swords, the College of Spirits, the College of Lore, of Glamour is going to probably be the one that they'll fit into, but you can really mix things up here.
Spirits is very, very dark, and that's one of the reasons why it's in Ravenloft.
Ah,
it's very,
I should have
very
noticed
dark.
that. Yeah, Ravenloft, if you ever hear someone say you want to play the Ravenloft, just run.
So the difference
Unless you like dying.
In the player's handbook, you have Valor and you have Lore. The difference between them mainly is... I'm trying to remember which one is which as far as the government goes. One of them is all about, like, overthrowing the government, like, it's capitalism, get rid of it. But I want to say Valor is where they're singing about heroes' ancient deeds.
Oh,
and singing
Ravenloft.
about stories that had happened with that and so forth. I'm pretty sure that's the one where it's all about, it's raising up all of your members of your band together and raising up their actual abilities and their strength and so forth like this, and their fighting prowess. Versus the other one, the Lore, is more about singing about ancient times and the things that had happened and singing about how things need to be better, and that's where we're going to be progressing forward. It's more of a progressive thing to be a Bard of Lore, I'm pretty sure. Let me have a look-see here. Yes, Ravenloft. Strahd isn't so bad, right? What's the worst that could happen? He doesn't bite much. Let me actually have a quick look while I have this right here. Right, so the College of Lore, Bard College of Lore.
I don't want chips.
There are some chips in there.
That's the plain ones. Did I eat mine?
I can look for them if you like.
No, it's fine. I shall live.
Okay. Bards of the College of Valor are daring skalds, whose tales keep alive the memory of the great heroes of the past, and thereby inspire a new generation of heroes. These bards gather in mead halls or around great bonfires to sing of the deeds of the mighty, both past and present. They travel the land to witness great events firsthand, and to ensure that the money of those events doesn't pass from the world. With their songs, they inspire others.
Memory.
Memory? What did I say?
Memory
money?
of the. You said money.
I like that better. That works better for this guy. The money of those events doesn't pass from the world. It doesn't pass from his hand. With their songs, they inspire others to reach the same heights of accomplishment as the heroes of old.
Excellent.
Now, as far as
I can go to lore for ya.
The other one, that would be good. Thank you.
Lore.
Lore. Bards of the College of Lore know something about most things, collecting bits of knowledge from sources as diverse as the scholarly tomes and peasant tales, whether singing folk ballads in taverns or elaborate compositions in royal courts. What?
He said it sounds like Dandelion. If you have not seen Sir William's streams, he likes to create characters, especially when he's playing Valheim, and Dandelion is one of them.
I like creating characters on a regular basis. I'm just walking through the house creating characters. These bards use their gifts to hold audiences spellbound. When the applause dies down, the audience members might find themselves questioning everything they held to be true, from their faith in the priesthood of the local temple to the loyalty to the king. The loyalty of these bards lies in the pursuit of beauty and truth, not in fealty to a monarch or following the tenets of a deity. A noble who keeps such a bard as a herald or advisor knows that the bard would rather be honest than politic, if I could talk correctly.
Oh, so this is the one you were just talking about.
Yeah, this is the one that's very, very progressive. Like, stop being...
We're not going to lie for you, yeah.
Nothing's cookie cut! The college's members gather in the libraries and sometimes in actual colleges.
Am I a College of Lore Bard?
Yes, you are. Complete with classrooms and dormitories, to share their lore with one another. They also meet in festivals or affairs of state, where they can expose corruption, unravel lies, and poke fun at self-important figures of authority.
Very fun. Which, this character won't be having anything of these yet, but this also, cutting words, goes along really well with vicious mockery. So that's awesome.
I think, so the other one, the Bard of Valor, that is more...
Nerd Bard!
Nerd Bard!
Well, we all know how non-quiet I am about my feelings on most things.
I think
so.
The Bard from The Witcher would actually be a Bard of Valor. That's why following around The Witcher himself, Gerald and... Geralt, and just singing about his deeds and so forth, and sometimes just being like, I didn't actually do that. Yeah, but it sounds better on paper. And that would be the Bard of Valor.
That's like the Bard from the video game. Isn't that called the Bard? Or what is it?
Yes, but that Bard is the Bard we're trying to make right now, which is all about himself, or herself, and keeping the money in their pocket and also trying to take advantage of whatever people that possibly
what
can.
was that line? I travel far and wide to festivals and other events, keeping the memory...
Keeping the money.
Alive and the money in my pockets.
Yes. That's a different... Let me see the other things. What do they have?
Oh, for colleges?
Colleges, yeah.
Which, like I said, we won't be there.
I know we don't have that right now, but I mean, there's got to be something that fits.
Eloquence, glamour.
Glamour might fit. I mean, yes, this definitely will fit. Okay.
But they have to be tutored by satyrs, Eladrin, and another fae. So this bard would need to find their way to the Feywild in order to fit this, but...
Yeah, I mean, just a satyr. Satyrs aren't always in the Feywild.
Which, actually, though, with the story we've been coming up with, would fit because Gumdrop's patron is the satyr, the Prince of Fools. The Archfey.
Oh, goodness. Yep, this totally works. Do you want me to read that one? Or
yeah, sure.
Okay. So the College of Glamour is the home of bards who mastered their craft in the vibrant realm of the Feywild, or under the tutelage of someone who dwelled there. Tutored by satyrs, eladrin, or other fae, these bards learn to use their magic to delight and captivate others. The bards of this college are regarded with a mixture of awe and fear. Their performances are the stuff of legend. These bards are so eloquent that a speech or song that one of them performs can cause captors to release the bard unharmed and can lull a furious dragon into complacency.
This is sounding right.
Yes. The same magic that allows them to quell beasts can also bend minds. Villainous bards of this college can leech off a community for weeks, abusing their magic to turn their hosts into thralls. Heroic bards of this college instead use this power to gladden the downtrodden and undermine oppressors.
Nice. That is cool. So a Ren Fair bard, yes. Where's that TikTok?
Oh, God.
The one that Dee posted that you had showed me before?
Yes, that was
Rubbish!
Rubbish! Tall boots, long boots, brown boots, short boots. Rubbish.
Yes, absolutely a Ren Fair bard. This, I believe, will be excellent. Also, you gain the ability to wave a song of Fey magic that imbues your allies with vigor and speed, so that's cool.
Yes.
And I think that, like I said, this definitely could fit in later with that, because we'll make a little note here.
That helped.
Will
Form
be
the character.
college. What was that?
College of Glamour.
Of glamour after meeting Gumdrop's patron and finding out.
Ooh, I
About
like you.
the
Come with me.
Yeah, somehow like that. Yes.
Spits them back out. They're all completely thrown every which way. The clothes are every which way. The shirts are on where their pants should be. The pants are on where their head is.
Listen, our party has been trapped in the Feywild for quite a bit now, and it is a nightmare. I mean, it's a great, excellent thing
Jason
that we're doing.
Wolfpack, hello, welcome in.
Welcome in, Jason Wolfpack. We are making
a charlatan tiefling bard. I had to think of tiefling for a second. Sorry.
Yes. Oh yeah, we haven't assigned the rest of our scores yet either.
Oh yes, we have to assign.
Let's do that. We did our dexterity and our charisma. We are a tiefling with the bloodline of Glacia, which is from Mordenkainen's Tomb of Foes, if you're looking for it. Glacia is Hell's criminal mastermind. She grants her tieflings magic that is useful for committing heists. Tieflings are sort of like dragonborns in the sense that dragonborns have that draconic bloodline going far back beyond into the ancients. Tieflings have an infernal bloodline. Usually that's a demon. There's other different bloodlines out there, as you can see on here. And so they have horns. They look like devils. They are very widely, usually they instill fear or at least some sort of reaction when they are seen.
I think